are now into the final month of the college hockey regular season. For UMass Lowell, it means a weekend on the road. The Riverhawks are at Boston College Friday night and out in Amherst on Saturday evening to face Massachusetts. It is the stretch drive, and head coach Norm Bazin says this is the fun part of the season.
Well, I think it is the most enjoyable time. I think you can see the playoffs coming around the corner. So it's exciting to try to tune up your game for that time. We have to start refining our game, and I thought AIC was a good step in that direction. I thought they had a very good club. They came at you. They play with a lot of pace. So it was an excellent tune-up here for Boston College. There was contributions from a lot of different guys in the lineup, and that's very healthy to see. When you can have contributions from a lot of different lines, you don't know which one's going to score, but you know somebody's going to come up and push the pace and generate chances.
We are now at the point in the season where coaches want their teams playing playoff hockey. And playoff hockey is different from what happens throughout the rest of the year.
Well, I think you've made enough mistakes over the course of the season to know that you have to manage the puck effectively. You have to have good changes. You have to have good special teams. So those are three right there.
This UMass Lowell hockey team has not had one take over the game type of scorer, but what it has had is scoring from a variety of sources. It has shown good depth.
Yeah, I like our depth. I can truly say that there's several lines here that are generating a lot of good chances, and that's very good. I think Nick Masters playing some of his best hockey of the season. I think the line of Sodergren, Levesque, and Demowski has established themselves as a threat every game, and you know, I certainly feel that the Lowell line has a lot of chances. So, you know, when you combine two or three or four lines like that, and Edward for me is a threat whenever he's on the ice, whoever he's playing with. So it's a good sign for our offense.
And this weekend for the Riverhawks is not your typical home and home weekend. Yes, there are back-to-back games, but two different opponents.
It is more challenging. Sometimes it's more interesting too, because I think both teams concentrate on their own game and play to their strengths. So sometimes it is interesting from that facet.
First up for the Riverhawks, Friday nights at Boston College. UMass Lowell and BC earlier this season split a pair of games, each winning in their own building.
Well, they certainly are lethal in the rush, and it's very similar to the way they've played for the last 6 years that I've been here. They're good on the rush. Net front stick battles are important. The special teams is always strong. You know, and I think once you realize what they're trying to do, it's also going to be a fast-paced game. So they've got a lot of strengths, and they've got certain areas that you like to exploit. So that's what you concentrate on when you play them.
On Saturday, it will be the Riverhawks' first trip out to the Mullins Center in Amherst this season. The two teams did meet earlier this year at the Songa Center. Riverhawks were 8-3 winners, but that final score probably a bit misleading. This UMass team is a much improved team over what we've seen in recent years.
Yeah, very good depth. They come at you with a lot of different lines. They're doing a great job, and I thought that was a lot closer than the score indicates. It was a 3-2 game going into the third period, and that seems to be the status quo everywhere in the league. If you look at the league scores after the weekend's over, they're all one-goal games. So you got to get used to playing those tight situations. We're going to have a good time here this weekend and playing different opponents with different strengths. So it's going to be a good challenge for us.
An important weekend for the Riverhawks. Friday night at Boston College, Saturday out at UMass. And head coach Norm Bazin says he likes this hockey team. He likes their resiliency.
We've showed a lot of resiliency in being able to come back and being able to stay ahead by one. So I like the resiliency in the room. I like the fact that we've got a lot of contributions from a lot of different players. So the depth is going to play an important role here for us down the stretch.